like sound effects, and I love flushing the toilet. And when I say this, every vagina in the room becomes as dry as the bones of the hookers I've killed.
Raise a roof for Josh Faulkner, for Garrie Grubb, for Mike Capozzola, for Katharyn Henson, everybody! Okay, so Lauren, just to help you out, just so you know who's who. Furthest from me in the stripy top, that is Josh. Next to him, we've got Katharyn. Next to her, we've got Garrie. And right next to me, we've got Mike. So let's take Mike as your starting point. Who would you like to pair him up with tonight? Would it be Garrie, Katharyn, or Josh?
Let's go with Katharyn.
Katharyn.
It's the glasses, isn't it?
It's the glasses. Who knows? I don't want to know. We'll find out. But Katharyn's going to become Mike and vice versa, and Garrie's going to become Josh and vice versa. So that's the pairs. Give them all a huge round of applause for the mate. So, just as a reminder, guys, that means we've got 8 performances, quick, short, snappy performances. You've got to applaud every time I introduce someone to the stage. And when they get here, they're going to be doing their own performances first. That's 4 times they're going to be doing their own stuff, and then they'll come back a second time to perform as the person that they were just paired up to copy just a moment ago. So, up first, as themselves, please put your hands together, raise your roof, give loads of love for Josh Faulkner, everybody!
Well, thank you very much. Very nice to be here. I'm in a great mood, folks. Celebrated my birthday recently. On my birthday, my girlfriend said, "Josh, we can do that thing you've always wanted to do." So we broke up. Last time I saw my ex, she was screaming at me to get her a ring. Then she drowned. Was that too soon? These are just jokes, by the way. I'm not up here peddling opinions. I'm not making statements. These are just jokes. I tell very rude, very dark jokes. Hopefully no one's going to get upset or offended by anything that I say this evening. And if you do, my question is, who are you going to complain to? Look at the fucking size of me. People hear the way I talk, see the way I look, and they automatically assume privately educated, rugby-playing Tory cunt. Let me set the record straight, folks. Wasn't privately educated, don't play rugby. Looking like this does have its benefits, though. Like, women like to take advantage of my size and strength. The other day, my girlfriend asked me to throw her around the bedroom. I did. Now we're both banned from IKEA. I'm not saying my girlfriend's hairbrush is better than a butt plug, but it's up there. My girlfriend always signs cards with 3 X's, but I think it's weird that she's still in touch with them. Been together a while now, my girlfriend and I, to keep things exciting and fresh in the bedroom. We're doing a little bit of role play. I pretend to be a patient in need of care. She pretends to be a GP receptionist, but tell me to fuck off and try again tomorrow. The other night after sex, my girlfriend said, "Can you check the condom hasn't ripped?" I said, "It hasn't. Look, still in its packaging." This next one might be a bit of a struggle for you. Good luck, everyone. Made a sex tape with my girlfriend, but the ending was ruined when she woke up. Yeah, my ex-girlfriend was quite adventurous. I remember she once said to me, "Josh, I want you to hurt me." I said, "I don't know if I can." She said, "Try." I said, "Fine. I fucked your sister." When my ex broke up with me, she was very quick to rebound off the bonnet of my car. Let's lower the tone a bit, folks. If someone dies of a gluten intolerance, is it in bad taste to raise a toast? Kicked off at late last year's Weight Watchers Christmas drinks when I pointed at someone saying, "You're round." Went to Asia for the first time last year, had a great time. One night in a bar in Thailand, I put my hand up a lady's skirt and thought, bollocks. Little facts about me, Camden. I'm hearing impaired. Always suffered with my ears and my hearing. It made school very difficult. I was bullied on the playground. They used to shout things at me like... Mum would try to cheer me up. She'd sit me down and go, "Josh, you know what they say?" Went to phone the tinnitus hotline. Kept ringing. I have to go for a hearing test every few months. I get on real well with my audiologist. Sound guy. You know, when I got told the monthly price of my hearing aids is going up, my initial response was, what? Sign language interpreter offered to suck me off. I declined, but it was a nice gesture. There we go, that's a bit that went off. Thank you very much, I'm Josh Faulkner. Cheers.
Josh Faulkner, everybody! And keep it going, building up again for the Ascot for Garrie Grubb!
Thank you, lovely to be here. I'm gay, if you've got a problem with that, I'll bum you. Especially you, and I'm like, good looking man down the front, that's why I like them. Yes, I'm gay. I don't get why some people hate gay people. We are the nicest people. You will not meet a friendlier bunch of men in a public toilet. You won't. You will not. Right? It's lovely to be here. Me and my husband had a huge fight last night. Massive argument. Honestly, I thought it was going to end in a punch-up. Don't get me wrong, like, we love each other. We're married, right? But at the end of the day, we're a couple of blokes from Essex. And I think I can take him. He's a hairdresser. And I'm pretty sure he's gay, right? Honestly, the best thing about being married to a hairdresser is the gossip, right? I know everything that's going on in my village, but it can get a bit awkward, right? Just the other day, I bumped into a couple in the co-op, and I knew for a fact he likes his wife's finger up his bum, right, during sex. I mean, who wouldn't? She's a lovely lady, right? But the awkward bit, she works in the bakery, right? We stopped buying our bread there. I've gone off pain au chocolat. Me and my husband, we recently adopted a couple of kids, and it is the best thing, honestly, it's the best thing we've ever done, right? But I was thinking the other day, if me and my husband ever separate and we get new partners, my kids will have 4 dads. Right. Now, I don't want to sound like a Christian conservative, but that is too many dads, right? Father's Day would bankrupt them. I'm a good dad. I take my kids to Beavers every Saturday morning, right? Every Saturday, and you know, Cubs, Scouts, Beavers, they're calling out for volunteers, right? So every Saturday I stay and I volunteer. Right? That was until a few weeks ago when the top Scout leader turned up. Right? And he said to me in front of everyone, he said, "You can't be here. You haven't got a DBS check," right? Which is fair enough. That is fair enough. But you will not feel like more of a nonce than when you're being marched out of a scout hut, right? And I had to tell my kids, I'm not a nonce. I just haven't got the paperwork to prove it. I'm at the age now where a lot of my friends are having kids, and I've got a couple of mates who've gone a bit overboard on the whole parenting thing. Like, they always think about university for their kids. Right? And I know my mates, their kids ain't getting in the sixth form. Honestly, they've got dreams of Oxford and Cambridge. At best, it's going to be a diploma in scaffolding. No offence to any scaffolders in the room. Right? One of my ex-boyfriends was a scaffolder. I know how strong scaffolders can be. You get wanked off by a scaffolder. You fucking know about it. Ever since me, a little bit longer, a little bit thinner. Thank you very much. I'm a Garrie Grubb.
And keep it going for Capozzola!
Good to be here. I should explain about the voice. I know you're looking at what's up. I'm from the States. I moved here a couple of years ago from San Francisco, California. And I have to say, thank you. I got to say, in all honesty, guys, I'm absolutely chuffed to be using the word chuffed correctly in a sentence. Thank you. I bet one of my geezer mates 50 of your quids. I knew what I was doing. I don't fuck around. I do my research. No one's taking my piss out of me. My piss. My body, my piss. Thank you. England's been good to me. I try to give back. I'm headed right to Soho right after this show tonight. I'm doing some volunteer work. I'm hosting a 120-hour dance marathon to raise awareness of crystal meth. I get asked a lot, like, Mike, you've been here a little while. Can you do an English accent? And I tell them I would never, ever attempt to do an English accent, largely because I grew up watching a lot of horror movies. I like period pieces, time travel. See, the only English accent I've ever been able to do is pretty useless. It's that of a cranky Victorian coachman. But I break it out sometimes on the escalator when I'm trapped behind tourists who don't know how to stand to the side. I get right behind them and I go like this. Make way! I said make way! I get asked a lot also, like, Mike, which football do you like? Mike, you watch the Super Bowl? Mike, you know what? Who's your favorite football? Mike, you watch? I don't watch American football. I'll tell you why. It bores me. You can't really tell the difference between commercials and commentary. They're blurring together at such a pace where it's not a lot. If you've never seen American football, do a quick impression and save you the headache. There's always the commentator on the field, and he's like this. That's right, Doug. If the Denver Broncos want to turn this game around, they've got to protect the quarterback. The way anti-lock brakes and adaptive cruise control keep passengers safe. Jeep Cherokee, all-wheel drive. Thank you. I like voices. I also like sound effects. One of my favorite noises I've ever heard has to be the ICE train in Germany. It's the Inner-City Express. It's like 28th century German engineering. This thing is lightning fast. My favorite thing, though? Flushing the toilet. I'll be honest with you. I love flushing the toilet. Very unimpressive for the first 30th of a second. You flush the toilet, a little wave comes out, makes a little noise like whoop, and this little wave is there to like taunt and demoralize whatever's in the bowl. And then all of a sudden, gone! And then it lets out this triumphant Valkyrie howl like There's times I'm done peeing and I'm still in there flushing like, Dr. Shane, I just need another minute. S'il vous plaît, I need another minute. I gotta leave you guys very quickly. I want to tell you how I've grown in my time in the UK. Not proud of this, but when I lived in San Francisco, I was a health nut. This is true. So this old lady trying to cross a busy street, I ran over to help her out. I was a Boy Scout. You help the old lady. When I got close, I saw that she was holding a cigarette in her pale, bony little hand, and I thought to myself, fuck that. If she's not serious about living, no. I'm not going to help her cross the street. But recently I passed a bunch of school kids. School had just gotten out. It was like 4 p.m. 24 little kids around 8 years old. They were all on their phones. This bus stop was motionless and quiet. 24 little 8-year-old kids, like, and I was like, this is crazy. Where's the laughter, the clowning around, the horseplay? They're not making eye contact. That means no interpersonal skills. That means no teamwork. We're fucked because of these kids. It's over for the human race. And then I thought, hold on. Give me one little sign. We're going to be okay. And as I passed the very last kid, he wasn't on his phone. He was just struggling to light a cigarette in the wind. And I thought, oh, thank God. Oh, we're going to be all right. We'll be okay. You guys have been a lot of fun. Thank you. Big game for our final actor in the race. Stop it up, Katharyn Henson!
I'm noticing that it's like Hot Girl Summer in the front row over here. Lauren, I like that you're looking at them. Do you know Hot Girl Summer?
It's not Lauren.
We're pretending her name is Lauren.
I don't know it.
You don't know it? It's like Live Your Best Life, Catch Chlamydia, like that whole thing. Yeah, that's patient 0 over there. You just did that to her. I never actually had a Hot Girl Summer, if I'm being honest. It's always more like Summer of Yeast for me. Gets hot out there for my pussy, so... You fuck with yeast, Luke? You're gonna love this. I once got this yeast infection. Legendary. It blossomed the night before I was getting on a 9-hour bus ride. Woof. I discovered it at nighttime when all the stores were closed, so I couldn't go buy any medicine. So I got on Google to see about home remedies I might have just laying around. First thing that went up in there, clove of garlic, just... I feel like everybody's confused right now. I read on the internet that garlic is meant to cure yeast, all right? I wasn't just like, let's make it Italian. Well, the next day, garlic didn't work. There's just vampire flaps down there. Still to get on the bus, though, so I got back on Google just to see what else was on the list. Clove oil, slathered some of that on there. Yogurt, shot that up in there. Double down on the garlic, started running for the bus. Now I'm making a smoothie. I'm glad I did. I got on that bus and I was feeling hungry. Okay, all right, relax. I packed almonds in my bag, okay? To dip in the smoothie. I mean, it was a 9-hour bus ride. Only took 7 hours though. The driver drove very fast. The smell, rancid. It was exactly like the movie Speed, except if the driver went under 50 miles per hour, he'd just sit on his face. That man was white knuckling the steering wheel. He wasn't going to see his wife and kids again. It was a crazy ride. When we got off the bus, everybody threw up. So. At the time, I had to get on this bus. I was traveling from New York to Maine. I was going to my best friend's family reunion in a cabin in the woods for 5 days where I didn't know anybody. So my only access to medicine for the next 5 days was stealing garlic from a stranger's kitchen. 5 days. On the 5th day, the spaghetti there tasted horrible. But my pussy? Que bella! On the 5th day, I got on a flight back to New York, and when I was on the plane, I was like, man, when I get home, I gotta buy some modern medicine, I have to fix this problem. And when I got back to my apartment, I discovered I started my period. That shit went from pesto to marinara real fast. So my next move was to go into a pharmacy, walk up to a pharmacist, start declaring what was inside of me like I was at customs. I was like, hello, good afternoon. There's yeast, there's blood, there's food. What do? Pharmacist told me to buy a medicine called Monistat 1, said it would cure the problem overnight. So I went home, I put Monistat 1 inside me with the rest of the items. I went to sleep. When I woke up the next morning, my vagina was gone. Just gone. Like, completely gone. Gone like my dad. Poof, gone. In its place, charred remains of diner bacon. I don't know if you've seen that. It was crispy, dripping, red, oddly smooth. Like the whole smooth shut, like a Ken doll. Had to throw out the whole pussy, grow back a new one. No hot girl summer for me. So, the moral of this story is never, ever let my ex-boyfriend go from back to front. Never let him do it. I don't care whose mom just died, okay? Wow, look at the time. Enjoy the rest of the show.
And if any of that grossed you out, you're about to hear it again in about 15 minutes. We've seen each of the acts perform their own stuff. Now we're going to mix it up and have them come back as the person who copied. They were paid up to copy. So please, in this part, like I said earlier, it takes a lot out of the acts to do this. To give loads of love to the stage each time we act. Is that all right? Cool. So up first, this time with the material of Garrie Grubb, please welcome back to the stage, Josh Faulkner.
Thank you very much. I'm Garrie. I went to London Pride for 6 years straight. I went last year gay. I've got lots of gay friends. One of my gay friends says he doesn't buy poppers anymore because they're too expensive. I said, tight ass. I don't use poppers myself. I prefer anal beads. I was reading the instructions for the anal beads I got for Christmas, and I thought, that's a lot to take in. Not on the apps anymore. Not on the apps that you hear about us gay people. Grindr. Too much for her. She doesn't want to hear about it. Obviously, like the other dating apps, Grindr has its problems too. Like, what's it like being catfished on Grindr? Pain in the ass. Literally. Got a problem with public toilets as well. I know with us gays, we've got a reputation for public toilets. I was in my local public toilets down the park the other day. They've got a sign in there that says, leave these toilets as you wish to find them. So now I'm banned for going into one of the cubicles and making a glory hole. I'm from Essex. My husband's a hairdresser. Similar to my husband's profession, our sex is quite like that because it's always short on top. Then he fades after. I always think about the day that we got married when we were having our civil partnership, and the guy marrying us said, do you take this, man? I said, yeah, he fucking loves it. Something about a bakery and donuts. I love a glazed ring myself, but when it comes to donuts, chocolates is preferred. I've got kids. Got kids with my husband. It's quite difficult. I don't think it's very difficult for them growing up. I mean, maybe they'll struggle at school and the conversation, my dad's harder than your dad. It's now me and my husband are both banned from the playground. Kids are in the beavers. I'm a volunteer beaver because I used to be in the Scouts as a kid. Where do you think I got the taste for cock from? I got kicked out being a volunteer at the Scouts because I didn't have a DBS check. I mean, I asked my dyslexic friend to help me apply for a DBS, and now I sell sofas in DFS. So. I'm worried about my friends' kids. They're not very bright. They're probably end up as scaffolders. Scaffolders, let me tell you, they look down on me. But, I've got quite a thing for people like scaffolders. I've got a tradesman fantasy. I've got a thing for tools. I'm married to one. I think that's just about my time. Thanks very much.
Awesome stuff. As you can see, it's all about replicating the exact set that you saw before. It's awesome. We're going to see the other half of that pairing now, this time with the material of Josh Faulkner. Welcome back to the stage, Garrie Grubb!
Thank you. It's my birthday today. My girlfriend said I could have whatever I want, so I said anal. My girlfriend wanted me to get her a ring, but I'm not ready for that sort of commitment, so she drowned. I'm a Tory cunt. That's all. My girlfriend wanted me to do S&M with her. She said, hurt me. I said, I fucked your dad. I got banned from IKEA. Can't remember why. I think I shit in the toilet. My girlfriend said, fuck me on the bonnet of your car. So I ran her over. I don't know. Murder. Raise a toast to gluten. My son's actually gluten intolerant, and I find that very offensive. Okay, right? If he has gluten, he literally explodes. That's true. He does. I'm deaf. I got shouted at. Couldn't hear it. I think that was the gist of that one. My audiologist is a nice bloke. Oh, a sound geezer. Sorry. A sign language person offered to suck me off. Nice gesture. I've literally just done the joke there. But no, one-liners are cool. I went to a mind reader the other day. I thought, fuck me, and he did. Thank you very much. I'm in Garrie Grubb. Cheers.
Garrie Grubb, everybody! Two to go, so up with the next pair. This time with the material of Katharyn Henson. Welcome back to the stage, Mike Capozzola!
What's up, girlfriend? Who likes summer hot pussy? I like my favorite movie by far, Summer of Hot Pussy. I was like, patient zero, bitch. My pussy got so hot, I'm like, whoop! And then a horse came out of it. I'm like, down, horsey! And then my yeast blossomed, and I already did that. Sorry, that yeast has risen. I'm sorry. Give me a break here. And then I got clove of garlic, and honestly, a vampire flew out of my pussy and bit someone next to me. Fucked up. And then I went and got garlic, and I made Italian food inside my vagina. Girls, who's with me? Who likes to make Italian food in that sweet, sweet oven, huh? Woo! Lauren, why aren't you backing me up, bitch? Then I got a clove, Then I got on the bus with this clove, and I made more Italian food, and I dipped some guy's nuts in the yogurt that it produced, and I'm like, hey, we're going to ride the rest of the trip like this. And it was like speed. I sat on his face, I'm like, you get this bus below 50, I'm going to fuck you up and clamp down so hard. With my tight vagina, I'll tear your nose off, Peter Pan Trailways bus driver. Hold on, I got the sequel right here. This is side 2. If you're playing at home, flip the tape. All right. It says barf. Something about barf. I'm sorry. It was good stuff, and I just wrote barf. I don't know. Sorry. When I got to the cabin, I'm like, shit, I need medicine. I went through the cabinet of these people. I stole garlic. I stole their drugs. I think I fucked someone in the kitchen itself while I was waiting for this, and it was pussy penicillin. Pussicillin is what I made. You can use that. You didn't have pussicillin on the set list. Like you do, Katharyn. Pussicillin. Made some pesto on the way. Hey. This whole thing has been a commercial brought to you by Monistat. Enjoy. Ask your doctor if Monistat is right for you. Thank you very much.
We episode our pairing with the materialist Mike Capozzola for the last time in this half. Give it up for Katharyn Henson!
It's good to be here. I look like I live in my car, so it's good to be anywhere. A little about me. I've been living in the UK for a few years, and I am chuffed to be full of geezer quids. People used to take the piss out of me, but since I started living in my car, I piss on people for money. I recently went to a dance marathon to stare at the dancers. I am on crystal meth. I watch a lot of horror movies, so I know where to bury the bodies. I like sound effects, and I love flushing the toilet. And when I say this, every vagina in the room becomes as dry as the bones of the hookers I've killed. I hear voices. Loud noises! I have grown while in the UK. I recently ran across the street to push an old lady. And I stole her cigarettes to give them to some 8-year-olds. I've been Mike Capozzola.
Katharyn Henson, everyone!